Amidst the third quarter run that saw them come within 4 on the climb back from being down as much as 25. We saw the Suns go into exclusively their 77 double drag action for about 4 plays in a row. And they were able to generate different looks in each rep. And I just wanted to kind of zoom in on that because I think that's going to be an important part of their offensive process moving forward, just because they were enabling Josh Okogie as a screener. I know I talked yesterday, I had a quick little clip session on Josh Okogie's screen assists, but I also think that using him in 3-player actions to manipulate spacing to have other players that are more viable as spacers on the floor, using him as a screener and making him be a part of a primary action, this is a sneaky way in doing so, and it's able to generate some different advantages for the Suns to play in versus if he's in the corner and then you have to worry about players like Luka Doncic, et cetera, helping off of him and playing in the advantage with somebody overloading essentially on a primary action, helping off of him. So let's go ahead and dive into these 77 reps real quick, and then we'll kind of break each one down as we go. All right, this first one here we're going to see, all right, we got Okogie being guarded by Steph Curry, Devin Booker being guarded by Klay Thompson, and we see Kevon Looney in a drop being guarding DeAndre Ayton, So we got Devin Booker coming off. This first rep here, they go ahead and they switch between Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. So now we have Devin Booker with Steph Curry on him. He's going to kind of space out a little bit more. He's going to be patient because he's waiting for the Warriors to do what they like to do against sideline or outer third actions, and that's ice it. So we're going to see as Devin Booker remains patient, Steph Curry changes his positioning to funnel him towards the sideline. So they go with ice. Ayton immediately flips his hips to set a flat angle screen to allow for Devin Booker to get directly downhill. Does a good job nailing Stephen Curry on the screen as well, getting into that lower leg. And then we see Devin Booker do a great job of selling the snake dribble here. A lot of offensive players love the snake dribble against ice coverage because the ice coverage is made to keep plays and keep ball handlers funneled towards the sideline and then eventually get them down towards the baseline as well. So baiting, getting at that top foot here as we see Kevon Looney with his top foot being his right leg. Devin Booker seeing that coming off on a nice curved angle and then faking the snake dribble with his in and out. And then gets the reaction that he needs, gets the wickets to open up from Looney, and he's able to get downhill and get into an extremely tough extended arm finish on Draymond, one of the best secondary rim protectors in the NBA. Look at the extension on the finish, getting to the glass. That is a tough bucket, a great read, and just overall a great process from the Suns, especially from Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton on that rep. All right, this next one here, number 2, we're going to see again. I'm getting into double drag, 77. This time, Okogie, and this is a little thing, when Okogie is involved in actions, he has to do a better job of screening, like on a play like this one, because if they can get the switch, that makes the job on Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton easier, and it compromises the defense in a different manner. So I would love to see for Okogie to pick a spot, because he knows where Devin Booker is going. So pick a spot and make Klay navigate instead of just kind of whiffing here and then just letting him go by. Even if it's not necessarily him sticking Klay, even if it's just like a brush screen that hangs him up and forces a switch, kind of like he did on the first rep, that'll be more than enough to get the advantage that they want to then get into what they really want to do, which is keeping Stephen Curry involved and making him work defensively. Nonetheless, Devin Booker does a good job. There's no screen set here, so he does a good job just getting to a spot where he can respace, gets Klay Thompson to redirect, and then he gets into a second screen with DeAndre Ayton, essentially a rescreen. Gets the over, gets another one here, but DeAndre Ayton gets just enough contact on the brush screen that enables Devin Booker to get to the nail, and he's able to get into an extremely tough, hotly contested midi pull-up here. Look at Klay Thompson's contest here. This is just an amazing mid-range knockdown here. A great hit from Devin Booker. But I just want to make sure that we pay attention to Okogie here, because moving forward, there's going to be high-stake moments where he's going to be used as a screener. And the Suns are going to need for him to nail those screens, even if it's, again, just the slightest little brush screen, just to generate some type of reaction from the defense, whether they switch it or not, allowing for Devin Booker to get downhill a little more easily and to work less hard and to exert less energy in getting open. All right, and then as we speak about that, we get into the next rep on their very next possession and look at the screen that Okogie gives them. The Warriors don't switch it, but again, Devin Booker is able to get Klay Thompson on his back hip, which is then going to allow for them to get into generating more advantages, because now we're seeing after Devin Booker scored on the last 2 reps out of 77, we're going to see Okogie set a great screen and he's going to flare out. And then DeAndre Ayton doesn't even get a chance to set the second screen because look at where Kevon Looney is this time. The first 2 plays, he was around this area of the floor, near the free throw line, just a step and a half, maybe 2 steps above it. Now he's ventured off to outside the 3-point line here and above the level of the screen to put 2 on the ball. Devin Booker comes off, has great patience with his processing, sees that he has a triangle here. We got 1, 2, and 3 defenders from the Warriors. So he calmly engages, makes sure that he attracts as much attention as possible from Looney to put him out of position on the spray. Then he sprays it over to Okogie, and now Okogie's able to go spray roll and be a connector, hitting the roller on DeAndre Ayton, and he's able to get into one of his patented soft touch finishes. And on this last rep here, we're going to see again, 77. Again, just enough of a screen to get the primary ball handler's defender, being Devin Booker, on his hip or trailing in some capacity or chasing. He does that. Devin Booker comes off again. He's patient. We look at the Warriors defense, this time Looney's out, and now they got JaMychal Green in. So now we're seeing even more activity at the level with a more capable, able-bodied pressure guy that's guarding DeAndre Ayton. So they're above the level, putting 2 to the ball. He sees the triangle as he comes off of the first screen. He's going to hit Okogie again, and this is the shot that Okogie has to continue to knock down, whether he's in the corner or above the break, because teams, again, are going to bait him into and concede to him these wide-open looks from deep, especially in second halves of games and in waning moments. And he does exactly what he needs to do here. 0 hesitation on the catch, no reads, no nothing. He realizes that Steph is stopping way short of the 3-point line, and they're conceding this shot in the middle of the shot clock. He doesn't care. Steps right into it and knocks it down. There's just a little bit of what the Suns were doing to get themselves back in the game last night, and I think this using and enabling Josh Okogie as a screener is going to continue to be something that's extremely important, because he is more than capable of doing so, and he can also tap into different dynamics, like, of course, getting wide open looks like we saw in the last play and knocking those down, but also like we saw in the second to last play where he's able to play connector, whether he's catching and as the spray man and then hitting the roller, catching as a spray man and then hitting a skip pass on a diagonal to the corner where the play started at from Devin Booker, or even if Okogie is catching and attacking, getting a paint touch, and then playing within the advantage in that manner. There's just different ways to go off script within the offense, take advantage of what attention they're giving to Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, or Devin Booker on ball, and allowing for Okogie to be able to play and not necessarily have to worry about spacing, because he's more than capable of generating paint touches off of the drive as well as off of closeouts and things of that nature.